Hello, welcome to Objective 3. This is the point of sale password recovery challenge, and it involves tearing apart an Electron app to recover a password that is located conveniently in the source code in plain text. And I guess if you're unaware of Electron, it's a framework that allows you to build desktop applications basically the same way you would build a website with HTML and JavaScript. So what it's doing is essentially bundling Chromium into a binary, and you write your JavaScript, you write your HTML, you write your application, and then instead of delivering it by a web server, you can bundle it, use Electron to create self-contained binary, and then it acts as a desktop application. Perfect example of this is Slack. If you've ever used their desktop app, that is an example of an application written with Electron. So, all right, well, let's jump right into this and see what we've got going on. So this is the Objective 3. Find the supervisor password for the point of sale terminal. So here you'd come back and input the password once we find it. After talking to this elf here, the hints that we get are the following. So we get this one, it says it's possible to extract the source code from an Electron app. So that's tipping you that, it's an Electron app. Then there's a couple links here. There are tools and guides explaining how to extract ASAR from Electron app. So if we go to that, you can see this is an npm node package. ASAR is a Electron archive format that works like tar. So we saw that in the one of the previous challenges, the unwrapping one. So this is basically for a tar that works in Electron. So this one talks about how you can unpack an Electron application to get to the source code. And so it says here that all Electron apps are packed through ASAR, and you can unpack them using this module. So if we were to install the node package ASAR, we can basically run the unarchive or unpack command with that tool, and then it'll give us the source code, which is what we're looking for so that we can get the password. So here this person is, so they're installing ASAR, and they're going to the app directory where the app.asar is, and they're running the command to extract that. And it looks like it creates a directory, and that has the source code in it. So we go back to our challenge here. We got the terminal. If we click on it, it says, looks like the terminal's locked out. Download the offline version to inspect. So this is not a challenge that we're going to be able to complete in the browser. Now, I don't know if at some point you could, but as of right now, you have to download it. So let's go ahead and download it. Of course, you get a nice exe. I don't believe it's signed, so your web browser is probably going to yell at you. So if you're not seeing it, just look at the browser download area. It might be holding it back. But let's see here. So yeah, so it was blocked. So let's do keep. Keep anyway. Okay. So I've got that downloaded. Let me go ahead and open that up. Okay. I'm going to copy that to a Windows VM I have here. And if you're wondering why, it would be advisable not to run any sort of binary, especially non-signed ones, non-trusted ones, on your host system. So a VM is always a good option to run sketchy stuff, because you don't want that you don't know what that code's doing. So, all right, so we'll just run it and see what happens here. This looks like some sort of an installer, and it is. Okay, Santa point of sale. This terminal is locked. Please enter the supervisor password to continue. Invalid password. All right, so let's see here. Okay, just going to where this shortcut leads to. Looks like it throws it in app data and it creates its own folder, Santa Shop. And then we've got the launchable binary and some other files here. All right, so let's close this for now. So we want to find the ASAR file, and just by clicking around in resources, app.asar is right here, and this is the file that we're looking for. So the next thing we need to do is, just like we were looking at this article, we need to install this ASAR package with node or npm, and then run the extract command, and that will hopefully get us our source code. So for that, I have a Linux-based VM just because it's a little bit easier for me to work with npm on. So let me copy this app.asar over to the Ubuntu VM that I've got here. We'll just drop it right here into home. Okay, let's see, is npm installed? Of course it's not. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. We all know how large the node ecosystem is. And of course. All right, so let's prepare our next step here. We're going to want to globally install this ASAR package. And once we do that, we'll be able to extract the source code, and we can look for a password and probably end up using grep just to see if password is a thing. So when I was initially doing this, I didn't really go through and try to guess any passwords. Oh, interesting. Santa Shop Updater. I don't like that. Installer. Why does this challenge need an updater to it? That's kind of weird. There we go, Santa Shop. So theoretically, you could come in here and try to brute force or guess the password. But I don't think that's the way they originally intended for you to do that. So it could be difficult. Oh, all right. Let's run this with sudo. We're going to install that ASAR package. -G is for global, so that it's not specific to any project. Okay, at this point we should be able to run the ASAR command. Cool, we can. So let's do ASAR extract, and then the name of the archive. I think it's app.asar, and then destination. We'll just do app. Okay, so there's our directory. Make this a little bit bigger here. All right, so now we've managed to extract the source code. I don't know why I'm quoting that. I guess because HTML isn't code, but it's got JavaScript, so that counts. All right, so at this point, let's head on over to use grep. So we'll do a recursive and non-sensitive or non-case sensitive search for password, and we'll just do that. All right, so Looks like there's some sort of a constant here, Santa Pass. All right, not seeing anything else, so let's just check if that is indeed the wrong one. Oh, it's already open. Okay. There you go. So Santa Pass is indeed the password for this point of sale. And we can play around with this. So that's interesting. I wonder what that icon's doing. I'm kind of curious if that's generating any traffic or not. Anyway, if you were to go and submit Santa Pass, you would see that that would get you the points. So that is indeed how you solve this challenge. But before we walk away, and if you're not interested, that's totally fine. You can leave this video now. I am curious about, oops, if we just take a look at this. Oh, not that. Take a look at the source code. I'm curious what that, oh, come on. I'm just curious what this icon is that makes it look like there's some sort of networking going on. Oh my gosh. How do we get out of this? Are you, what the? Oh boy. I'm just going to download and install Wireshark real quick just to look at the traffic that this is or is not generating web traffic wise. So here it looks like we lay out the items we're selling. Create window, create the browser window. Okay. Okay. Not really seeing anything here. For a red team once, I actually used Electron as a dropper, basically a Trojan. So I had made it look like a certain popular multi-factor, popular vendors multi-factor application where you get your like one-time code, and we would email people. Of course, this was a legal defined red team. I'm not saying I'm hacking or anything like that, but no. So this is on an actual red team, and you know, you then put that in a phishing email and say, hey, this is the new your new access method for the for MFA to get on the VPN and stuff, and they would install the application, and then as soon as the Electron app launched, it would drop and start the malware, or yeah, it would download from a remote source and then start it. So you can do stuff like that with Electron. Electron allows you to really develop quickly, especially desktop applications, because it's with technology that people are so familiar with, just HTML and JavaScript. It's super nice. And the only downside is the binaries are just absolutely massive, and that's because they're bundling Chromium in there. So it is pretty large. I seriously download it on. Where's my Wireshark? I can't type. Redraw cards. So anything API web. So this is where it checks the password. So here you're with the Electron, you're referencing the DOM. So it's very basically like you're writing a web app. Um, checkout process. Check network. IPC render.invoke. Oh, I see. Yeah, and here's where it's getting that network image. Yeah. Okay, so I'm assuming these are the little animation images for the networking thing. What does the README say? I should have started with that. Remember, if you need to change Santa's passwords, it's at the top of main.js. They give it away for you. Yeah, there it is. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, it's basically just looping through this animation levels. Oh. Okay, so this isn't doing anything. Here's your little levels animation. This is the check network function. Defines it as -1, nothing to begin with, and then it just adds one to it. Mod levels.length. Okay. And then it returns that. All right, so it's probably just an animation. Cool. Okay, well, I don't think this is going anywhere. So I'll pause it now, but if you see more of this video, you know that I found something. Otherwise, there's nothing really to look into here. But yeah, if you have any questions about this challenge, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to help, and we'll see you in the next one.